What do you think?
I always do it. I speak first. I am man. Hear me roar.
My name is Courtney Spence. How long have we been together? Not much longer. You?
She goes to Japanese university.
So weird. What are we talking about today? We're talking about long distance relationships. We're talking about how to have a long distance relationship with a monkey, apparently.
Yes.
A long distance relationship.
I still love her though. She loves her bananas. Does the gorilla want a banana?
Oh my god. Okay, okay. We're interviewing separately. We're interviewing separately! My name is Courtney Spence, and if he lied to you about what his name is, he's not the second or the third, he's Brandon Howes. Not the first, not the second, not the third, just Brandon Howes.
My name is Brandon Andrew House the third. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's the second.
I find Brandon's smile attractive, but I'm not going to go any farther than that because we're pretty private people.
The legs. Ugh, the legs. And where her back meets her legs and just that whole area and above it.
We have been together for 4 years.
Let's see, Courtney and I have been together for, let's see, carry the 2, divide by the 3, plus the 1. 3 years, 9 months, 1 week, and 5 days. Eastern Standard Time.
I attend Anderson University, and it is located in Anderson, South Carolina.
I go to university at Washington and Lee. It's in Lexington, Virginia.
It's about 360 miles away from where Brandon goes to college.
Which is a long 6-hour drive, believe me.
Me and Brandon have been in a long-distance relationship for 2 years now.
Courtney and I, we've been in a long-distance relationship for 777 days. That's a long time.
A lot of the communication that we have is when we read people's signals face-to-face, and you really lose a lot of that when you live far apart.
Well, the hardest part about being in a long-distance relationship is, I guess not being able to see each other as often as we would like. And so much of communication takes place that's nonverbal, so it's really hard without having that component.
I had never considered a long-distance relationship before going into this one with Brandon. The only reason I decided to do it was because he is such an important and special person to me, and I trusted him so much that I felt like it could work. But before I had met him, it was just something that I said no, I was never going to do.
Have I ever considered a long-distance relationship before this? No.
The most important thing to making a long-distance relationship work is trust. You really have to trust someone when you're in a long-distance relationship to, be faithful to you. You have to trust that they're always going to have your best interest at heart. Like, you really just have to be invested in that person enough to know that, hey, even though I don't see them every day, even though I only see them once a month or once every 2 months, this relationship's going to work out and I trust them.
The most important thing about making a long-distance relationship work is definitely have to be communication, because when you're in these long-distance relationship situations, the only thing you have is communication.
When we have conflict, when we're far apart from each other, we have to set aside time and know that hey, we have a problem. Whereas when it's face to face, hey, you can get mad, but you can resolve it so much faster because you can look at each other and be like, I'm sorry.
How do I handle conflict? Well, I live by 4 words. Courtney is always right. Always. Except when she's wrong. But she's still right.
Being in a long-distance relationship is worth it if you are with the right person. If you're trying to make a long distance relationship work with someone that you're not completely invested in, it's not going to work, because you have to have all that trust, you have to have that communication, and if you don't, then it's going to fail. So yes, it's worth it, but you need to be with the right person.
Being in a long distance relationship is definitely worth it. It's very hard and it takes a lot of work, but if you're with somebody who you want to commit to, it's something that's absolutely doable.
The good thing about being in a long distance relationship is when you go to college, you're really trying to find yourself and figure out who you are. And being in a long distance relationship keeps you from stifling each other and always being with each other, and it forces you to broaden your horizons and to make new friends and hang out with more people, as opposed to just really latching on to that other person and being with them all the time.
What are the good things about being in a long distance relationship? It's better than no relationship at all.
My advice for someone about to start a long distance relationship is just make sure that you're invested in it. Make sure that it's something that you want and something that you think that you would do for the rest of your life. Someone that you would want to be with for the rest of your life.
Oh goodness, my advice for someone about to start a long distance relationship? Don't do it. It's hard. It's a lot of work. And unless you're committed to that person and you're willing to stay and fight for them, then don't put yourself in that position, and don't do it to them either.
My advice for someone who's struggling in a long distance relationship is to just know that this isn't forever. Long distance, it might be a couple of years while you're both in college, or it might be a couple of years while one of you has a different job somewhere else. But just know that in the end, it's worth it to be with that person, and this isn't going to last forever. Eventually, you're going to be together.
My advice for somebody who would be struggling in a long distance relationship would just be to put yourself aside and to love that person unselfishly and as much as possible.
A long-distance relationship is a constant fight for something you love. When the going gets tough, just know that this is only temporary.
But in all seriousness, all joking aside, long-distance relationships can really be hard, but they're also a gift, and it's important to remember the little things, like laughter.